An absolutely fantastic bunch of mares are turning out for the mares final here, over 2.5 miles, and that should suit some of the main protagonists as they walk around us here. The likes of Honeysuckle, Henry de Bromhead's mare, who is a very impressive point-to-point winner for Mark O'Hare, and since she's come out and made it 4 from 4 with 3 more wins over hurdles, and yeah, Honeysuckle, an impressive, very impressive point-to-point winner. So the 2.5 mile trip should be no problem to her. And likewise, the Cheltenham Festival winner, Eglantine de Soy, is another one who was just behind us here, but unfortunately she's headed off into the parade ring. She's a much more diminutive mare, and while she got up over 2 miles one at Cheltenham, she looked like she was really staying on at the finish. And Willie Mullins put in the comment that he thought she'd want an awful lot further as well. And interestingly, by the stallion saddler maker, who's had some fantastic mares, the likes of Apple's Jade included.
Oh yes, it's beautiful here at Fairyhouse. I hope you're enjoying your Easter Sunday. Willie Mullins, this race for mares, Grade 1 of course, is a wonderful advertisement for keeping mares in training. €100,000 in total prize money. Willie Mullins has won about 3 of the last 5 years, including with horses of the calibre of Lorena, etc, etc. 7 of the 16 trained by WP Mullins. Here are the runners and riders for this year's renewal of the Irish Stallion Farms EBF Mares Novice Hurdle. £100,000 in total prize money, 59 to the winner. And John Joe O'Neill's Marler mare is a significant absentee, unfortunately, Annie Mack. 2 Black Tears, Gordon Elliott, Davy Russell, of course, the Grand National winning combination. 3 Build Me Up Buttercup, Dennis O'Regan. 4 Cali de Miss Meal is Brian Cooper. 5 Caravation, the presenting mare. Philip Dempsey is the trainer. William Flood, of course, very much a wonderful stallion master from Ports Mill. He's farmed there with Caliphate and Mount Nelson down the road. He had in Trim County Mead. His colours carried by Caravation. Luke Dempsey rides the lively outsider. 6 Court Maid is David Mullins. 7 the Cheltenham winner, of course, that gave Noel Feely the swan song. Eglantine de Soy. Ruby Walsh on board, the saddler maker mare. 8 Elfile, Jonathan Burke. 9 Emily Moon is Robbie Power. 10 we don't know how good she is, Honeysuckle. 4 from 4 Rachel Blackmore riding for Henry de Bromhead. 11 Muscovite, Dennis Hogan, who also trains it, who also won the first down in Cork, Dennis did. 12 Robin de Carlo, J.J. Slevin. 13 Salsaretta, 5th in this race last year, 7th in the Albert Bartlett Big Each Way Shout, Paul Townend rides. Mark Walsh is on Sancta Simona. Number 14 Sassy Diva is Jonathan Moore for Shane Crawley. 16 Ting Tangle, of course, was 3rd at Cheltenham, Jack Kennedy. And number 17, the Westerner mare, is Western Victory, Sean Flanagan. I've named 16 for this €100,000 Grade 1 for the mares.
Yeah, Honeysuckle's really interesting. She is unbeaten. She won her only start at Drummerhan and a point-to-point. She actually beat Annie Mack, who runs in today's race, by 15 lengths, and she's been unbeaten since. She went to Punchestown. She made 110,000 at the sale there. She's really interesting, and she looks worth all of that and more.
Absolutely, she's been one of many good mares for the owner, Mr. Alexander, this year, but she's the best. It was disappointing for Connections that they didn't get to Cheltenham, but this might be a blessing in disguise, because for me, she's the highest rated filly in this lineup, and a lineup of 16 mares. It's a competitive race, but we just don't know how good she is. As we said, we've only seen her 4 times. She's been impressive on 4 occasions. She's versatile in how you ride her. Rachel isn't tied into having to drop her in or make the running. She can do whatever she wants because she's a relaxed individual. She's the one that we don't know, and I think if the Fairyhouse run, she's beaten Western Victory, she's beaten Tintangle, a lot of them reoppose. She's got them all behind her.
She did that really well, Katie.
Oh, she's very impressive. You know, I mean, I know Rachel was really disappointed when she didn't make it to Cheltenham, but listen, she's back here, and she's back here a fresh mare. A lot of these mares went, and I mean, as Jane was saying, we don't know how good, and she's very uncomplicated. You can ride her wherever you want as well, but this is a very competitive race. I mean, you can go down through a lot of these mares, went to Cheltenham. I mean, who knows? And sometimes making those choices of those fillies, the willies, sometimes the complete outsider sometimes can do it.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Ted, it's a wonderful time to have a mare in training.
I have a great programme. Great programme altogether. I mean, a couple of Grade 1 races there, race this, worth 100,000. It was a time when there was a kiss of death to have a filly foal, but now it's maybe not as good as having a cold foal, but there's so many opportunities right through the whole way, and a good mare now that wins a point could make nearly as much as a gelding. Like, you make no trouble to get the 100 grand for a mare that win a mare's maiden, and the mare's maidens that I saw are as hard to win as a mare's bumper. The point of a 5-year-old mare's maiden or a 4-year-old mare's maiden, 16 or 17 well-bred mares there, and they come out of it, the winner or the second or third could come out and hold their own anyway, right through the English form as well. it's a great time for mares.
Actually, I mean, we could mention Jessie's mare, who was runner-up in the National. Do you know? I mean, it took Tiger Roll to beat her.
That's right, yeah. But I mean, there's so many good. Now, there was always good mares like Height of Fashion, and the mare John Fowler's the won the Irish National, and Tom Draper had plenty of them as well too. But but for the sale purposes, for people who are breeding them, there's a great injection now because there's so many openings. Along with the point of pine trade, there's loads of black type available for them as well too. It's a great time to have a mare.
Here's Tracy.
Yes, I have Henry de Bromhead here beside me, just caught up with him in the paddock, looking at your gorgeous mare, Honeysuckle. She's absolutely stunning, unbeaten, of course. I mean, she's amazing.
Yeah, she seems lovely, yeah. We'll see now how we go today, but she's done nothing wrong so far this year, so yeah, it's great to have her.
She just oozes class walking around, very relaxed, seems to take it all in her stride. What's she like at home? How's she to train?
Seems, Touchwood is pretty straightforward, yeah, and yeah, like I say, pretty straightforward.
No ground concerns today?
Don't think so. Ground seems nice. The jockeys are saying it's just nice, good jumping ground, so hopefully that's okay.
They've done a super job, haven't they?
Yeah, great job. Peter and his team, they've done a great job, in fairness to them. It's not easy on days like today, but it's great crowd here, so it's good.
Valsalido tomorrow?
Valsalido tomorrow, yeah, he's a little bit of an enigma, but he ran well in the English National. He finished 10th. We'll see.
Well, the very best of luck.
We'll need that.
Happy Easter. Good to see you.
But I mean, the normal wouldn't be heading down to Tremor with a
We had a look at them in the paddock first of all. We saw the favourite Honeysuckle, unbeaten in 4 starts, that's including her point of point. And as we just heard from Henry, she's exciting. She's a daughter of Suleimani, and this is her biggest test, I'd say. What about Eglantine de Seoul now? Wow. She caught the eye at Cheltenham, Jane.
Absolutely. She flew home for Noel Feely to cap off a wonderful career for him. She was a 66-1 shot on the day, and you'd maybe just question the confidence behind her, but she bolted up the hill that day. Stamina, no problem. So the extra half mile today shouldn't be an issue.
13 is Salsaretta. This mare, if she came back to her very best, would have a chance when she beat Felix Deasy and Killer Miller at Limerick. But since then, she's unseated Patrick behind commander of a fleet at Leopardstown, and she was beat a long ways at Cheltenham behind Manella Lido. But on her very best run at Limerick, she'd have a big shout here.
Number 2 next is Black Tears for Gordon. This mare ran well in Cheltenham the last day. She was 4th. She was a good bumper mare as well. She was banged there in a couple of those mares listed races as well. It's a competitive race, but if she produces her Cheltenham form, she'll bang there again.
Tintagel we can have a look at, and Tintagel was humbled by Honeysuckle here in January, but ran a cracker at Cheltenham to finish 3rd behind Eglantine de Seoul. Now, a literal interpretation of that form would have Honeysuckle a really comfortable winner here, but that's not the way form works out. And this filly is very good. She's a daughter of the 8. She's got a little bit of quality as well. Runners going out onto the track.
We were just saying the first 4 or 5 home in the Cheltenham Novices Hurdle were all massive prices. Epitant and a few of the high-profile mares didn't turn up or didn't perform on the day. So you maybe got a funny result. Obviously, Ruby would have had the choice of 7 of Willie's runners here, and he's obviously gone for Eglantine de Seoul because he's picked the mare with the best form. But you wouldn't be surprised if that form just didn't materialise to be as strong as it once would always have been quite firm.
Out to 9-2, out 8-1 also on the drift, her stablemate Salsaretta. What is interesting, we've got the 1-3-4-6 from the race, the Grade 2 at the Cheltenham Festival, won by Eglantine du Soy. 4th there was Black Tears, who overnight was 16-1 for Gordon Elliott, in here now to 10-1. She undoubtedly the each-way angle in the race. Number 2, Black Tears, but very strong, solid support for the favourite here, this Honeysuckle at 6-4. Brian Gleeson, you'd like to come in?
No, Caravation was a big price, 33-1. You saw first show 40-1, is now into a score 20-1. You can't get 25s, but you can see Sancta Simona just leaving the parade ring, but more money for this Honeysuckle, the Suleimani filly, trained down in Tremor by Henry de Bromhead, now 6-4, clear favourite, but there is each way support for Caravation, 40s into 20s.
Yeah, interesting. Sancta Simona won't be long going down to join the other 16 runners. 17 go to post for this valuable prize, not surprising. No non-runners, or 16 go to post I should say for it, and Annie Mac is a non-runner in it, but it's a huge prize and it's well worthwhile. Emily Moon, a 25-1 shot. I thought she was interesting. She's won 2 of her last 3 starts. Everything seemed to happen a bit quick at Cheltenham when she went over for her race there. But she's won since then. She made all the running since then. She made all the running before that as well. She's interesting because she's from the family of Best Mate.
That filly going to the start is no furlong hope either, because last time we saw her, she chased home. She actually ran no kind of race in Cheltenham, pardon me, but she ran against Aramon at Leopardstown. Now, she was no match for him, but he's a fair gelding. She's not going to beat an Aramon in here, I don't think. And she switched off nicely going to the start there for Mark Walsh. Obviously, she wears a hood for a reason. She's won in good company at Galway and Down Royal, and she's one of the lesser exposed ones. And as Willies tend to... he has a number of runners. There's a lot of them in here at big prices, and she's won at double figures.
Just before we go further, Brian, do you have an update for us from the last race?
Yes, there was a stewards' inquiry. Did not involve the winner who just joined us, which was Ted's horse, who won by a comprehensive 13 lengths. Roxburgh Road, the 6-1 winner. But the second and third were reversed in the stewards' room. So now Christopher Robin, the Camelot horse trained by Joseph O'Brien, is now second at 10-1, and third was Henry de Bromhead's horse, Imbroon Mitcha, now third at 9-1. So the second and third changed in the stewards' room, but no doubt about the winner, Roxburgh Road, 13 lengths, a flash lamp to find the second.
There you go. The 16 mares down at the start for this Irish Stallion Farms EBF Mares Novice Hurdle Championship, and good money to be spread about.
I'd say Ruby's going to try and switch this mare off. Noel Feely walked her out towards the back as well in Cheltenham the last day. She can be on your hands quite a bit. It looks like to me he's going to walk out and get a bit of cover and try and get her to switch off again.
Just looking at what we have seen, and it's a competitive race, but if Henry de Bromhead's mare is at her best, I know she got missed Cheltenham for some reason, but if she's at her best, she's a nice bit above all these and what we've seen so far. There's no reason why she shouldn't beat him again. The conditions suit her, no penalties, grade 1. But having said that, she missed Cheltenham for some reason. Whether it held her up too long or not, we don't know. I'm sure she's in good shape to do herself justice, but...
Well, Lorena won this race last year, and Augusta Kate the time before that. They're 2 fair mares, so it will be a good performance from whoever does prevail this time.
Andy, you're done to start?
Yeah, the mares are just coming out onto the track. They have a good long walk down to the start. A couple of interesting ones. Ruby came down a little bit keen, as Katie was pointing out that Noel Feely dropped her in last at Cheltenham. Ruby probably will do something similar. He's lined her up down the inner towards the back, and it might suit him that there's probably going to be an awful lot of pace on in this race. There's a number of horses who've made the running before. Caravation, she's lined up handy. Honeysuckle has made it before, and Rachel Blackmore didn't look at a practice hurdle. She was keen to get a good prominent position. And who else there? Yeah, there's 2 or 3 others. Like Western Victory, she's made it before, although I see she's lined up with a bit of cover today. So I'm sure there will be plenty pace on in the race. That'll suit Ruby. A number of them were keen to get down and get into position, and as you can see, there's about 8 of them lined up across the track. Callie de Meline, another one that looks to be prominent. So yeah, I would imagine an awful lot of pace might suit the likes of Ruby, who's lined up down the inner, and Robbie Power, another one. Emily Moon, she's made the running plenty times, and she's lined up good and wide. So it all seems nice and calm though as they go in, so I don't imagine any trouble jumping off.
They are racing for the Irish Stallion Farms EBF Mares Novice Hurdle Championship Final, Grade 1 contest over 2.5 miles, and it is Honeysuckle, Muscovite and Caravation who are going to dispute the early lead. Elfield is prominent, the big white face of Tintangle is right up there too. Emily Moon is wider out, they're being followed by Salsaretta. Callie de Menil is next with Black Tears, and they're being chased by Sancta Simona. Court Maid is just a little bit further out in the field as they clear flight number 1, the early back marker, Build Me Up Buttercup. So now they make their way on the turn into the straight first time, and it's Muscovite who takes them along from Caravation in a close second. Dennis Hogan leads Luke Dempsey. Honeysuckle is third under Rachel Blackmore. Down the inside is Salsaretta and Paul Town, and then Tintangle a little wider out for Jack Kennedy. Callie de Menil is next, being followed by Emily Moon, who's towards the outside of Eglantine de Soy. The red jacket towards the inside. Pulls hard but has a good amount of cover in there. Black Tears is just behind Davy Russell. Elfield and Johnny Burke are next with Court Maid, and
David Mullins, Sancta Simona, bidding to continue the McManus whitewash, is next in the field, and the white cap towards the back with Sassy Diva, Build Me Up Buttercup, and Western Victory. So they make their way on now towards flight number 3, which will be their last in the circuit's time, and it is Muscovite and Caravation, the 1-2. Honeysuckle is third, Salsaretta towards the inside of the white face of Tin Tangle. Cali de Menil is next, down the inside, Eglantine de Soy. They're being chased by Black Tears. Further back to Court Maid Elfield, and down the inside, Robin de Carlos. Sancta Simona is next. Western Victory's on the near side of Sassy Diva, winner last time at the Dublin Racing Festival, and Build Me Up Buttercup is last of all. So into the turn they go, heading on up the hill towards flights 4 and 5, and it's Muscovite on the inside of Caravation, who bids for a hat-trick. Honeysuckle, the unbeaten Honeysuckle, is sitting in third spot, being followed towards the inside by Salsaretta, who's next, 7th behind Manila Indo at the Cheltenham Festival last time. They're being chased by Tin Tangle, ran so well at Cheltenham behind Eglantine de Soy, who's towards the inside on this at this moment in time. Cali de Menil is next in the Wiley colours. A mistake there, Emily Moon hit it pretty hard, being followed by Black Tears on the inside. 4th at Cheltenham, Robin de Carlo is next, then Elfield, only beaten 5 lengths at the festival behind Eglantine de Soy. Big price, about 33s about this one. Court Maid is next as they land out over the second one of the climbing flights and make their way into the turn. That's going to bring them across the top of the track, and it is Muscovite with on the outside Caravation. Honeysuckle settles nicely in third, Salsaretta's 4, then Eglantine de Soil with Tin Tangle, and they're being chased by Cali de Menil, who's just behind. They're being chased by Emily Moon, and towards the inside, Black Tears. Court Maid Elfield is just being nudged along a stride as they turn now at the top of the track and begin to descend. It is Caravation, who's just on the outside, and the William Flood Silks, family of Niche Market, who won the Grand National in 09. On the inside, Muscovite. Honeysuckle is third, Salsaretta's 4, Eglantine de Soil has switched off the rail. Cali de Menil is on the rail. Tin Tangle is next, being followed by Emily Moon. Further back behind this one to Court Maid, who's wide. Elfield, Black Tears is just behind them, and as they land over this one, I'll hand back to Katie and Jay and Robin de Carlo's a faller. Which one would you like to be on at this point?
Yeah, these are, we were just talking about, these are going a mother and a father for gallop every step of the way. There's no hiding place here whatsoever. There's nothing free. But this mare in front stays. I think Ruby's going okay. I think Mark Walsh is going okay. Personally, I'd love to be dropped in.
Love to be dropped in. Well, Luke Dempsey is certainly not dropped in. He's making it at this point. Muscovite running around a good bit before that flight and surrendering quite a amount of ground, backpedaling you'd imagine. But it's Caravation in front from Honeysuckle in second, Salsaretta's third, Eglantine de Soy just outside, Tin Tangle wide, Cali de Menil is next, Court Maid is ridden, Sancta Simona gets into it, Black Tears needs room, Elfield is just behind them, Sassy Diva's trying to pick up, Build Me Up Buttercup is the last one in shot, now Western Victory is, as they make their way down towards the third last flight before the turn in. Muscovite about to be pulled up you'd imagine, but it's Caravation, Honeysuckle and Tin Tangle going to be the 1-2-3 out over this one, with Salsaretta on the inside, Eglantine de Soy now nudged along for effort, Cali de Menil is next, asked for effort, Court Maid as well, Sancta Simona still goes well, Black Tears does the same, Sassy Diva gets into it, haven't seen her since Leopardstown, begin to make their way towards the turn in, Honeysuckle bypasses Caravation, Tin Tangle goes in pursuit, Eglantine de Soil is next, Sancta Simona is picking up, Sassy Diva's picking up, Cali de Menil is ridden, Emily Moon is ridden, Black Tears now asked for effort, they begin to swing in towards the second last, the grade 1 for the mares, and it's Honeysuckle in front as she has been all her career, Tin Tangle comes to try and challenge an unbeaten record, Sancta Simona's third, Sassy Diva, then Cali de Menil and Eglantine de Soy, they make their way between the final two flights, and it's Honeysuckle opening up yet again, back in second is Tin Tangle, Eglantine de Soil is third, they're being chased by Sancta Simona and Elfield, but it's all about Honeysuckle at the final flight, she's over in front, from in second Tin Tangle, and Eglantine de Soil is third, but as they race up towards the line, it is Honeysuckle, unbeaten record on the line, unbeaten record purely established, she is the best mare in the novice category this season, she's proved it again, Elfield is second in the same colours, Eglantine de Soil, Tin Tangle, Black Tears, the Cheltenham runners go by together, Court Maid, Sassy Diva and Cali de Menil is next, Salsaretta, Build Me Up Buttercup, Caravation and Sancta Simona in front of Western Victory and Emily Moon. But this one went with a last fence faller as well. We picked this one up, but we didn't. In fact, this one got up it. But this one went to Honeysuckle, who began her career pointing for Mark O'Hare. She was sold through the Punchestown sale. She has been 3 for 3 for Henry de Bromhead, Rachel Blackmore and Kelly Alexander, who are also responsible for the runner-up.
Ladies, you don't see much better than that now for a long time. You're two fine ladies, but she's a smasher as well.
The mare, Rachel, they're both class, aren't they?
Both class.
Every step of the way, you were never in doubt. I know they went a very strong gallop, but she was always comfortable, whereas Luke Dempsey and Dennis Hogan were always maybe on their heads to set the pace. Rachel had a dream run around, and if you were to pick out a plan going out in a race like this, that was it. It was poetry.
She jumped great, didn't she?
Yeah, she jumped super every step of the way, but she's the only mare who lined up handy. She sat third every step of the way. Everything else that was handy dropped away. Another mare came from the same order, came flying home of Willie's to be second. That was dropped in, but that was a top class performance. Handy every step of the way, bit of light, jumped super, and quick from the back of the last. Like, I mean, her ears are pricked. She's loads in the tank.
Yeah, look at her, big honest looking mare. Mark O'Hare won a pint on a Drummahan, and he got a good price for her. But I'd say London is what this mare is worth now, because she's got a pedigree and she's got the ability to go with it. She could be anything, this mare. She quick ground like today, and soft ground there a couple of months ago. A lovely big jump at the last, and it just caps off a great year for Rachel. She might not going to be champion jockey with Paul Townend 12 or 14 in front of her, but she's had a wonderful year. Many grade ones, a couple of winners at Cheltenham, and here she is going to be second on the list. What a great combination. A wonderful mare on the ground and a wonderful lady on her back. It's a sight to behold.
We actually met Rachel inside in the weigh room, and she said she wasn't nervous at Cheltenham, but she was nervous today because she knew how good this filly was, and she just didn't want anything to go wrong. This is probably as good a horse as is in Henry de Bromhead's yard, and the potential for next year going forward is just unimaginable.
And what a year Henry's having as well too. We talk about Gordon and we talk about Willie having terrific years. Henry could train 100 winners this year, and he's done a great job with these horses as well too. Missed Cheltenham for a little setback, but had her ripe for today.
I interviewed Mark Walsh after the last race, who's been winning at all the big festivals. But Rachel, you're having an absolute fantastic run of it yourself.
Oh, absolutely unbelievable. This is a special mare, I think. I really do think she's very good, and I'm just so delighted to be the one who gets to sit in her back.
So she's 5 from 5, and she's won well every single time.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she's very special. She's very special to me anyway. But big thanks to Kelly Alexander for putting me up in her, and for Henry. She done that really well today, and couldn't be happier. I can't believe I'm after riding a Grade 1 winner in Ireland. It's just unbelievable.
Had two. You've ridden them at Cheltenham and Aintree, but now lovely to get one back on home soil.
Yeah, incredible. I really am just so delighted.
She's a fine big mare as well. She's got point-to-point winner. There's a big future for her.
Yeah, big future. Mark O'Hare had her for a point-to-point, and he gave her a fantastic grounding, and it's standing to her now.
Very good. Well done. Enjoy the success.
Thanks a million, Andrew.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in the happy position of being able to say well done to this man, Henry de Bromhead. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks a million. Fantastic to get it. She's a super mare, and obviously ridden by a brilliant rider, and great that Rachel got her first Grade 1 in Ireland on one of ours. Yeah,
it's been a good week for you, because of course you had a winner that dotted up in Cheltenham earlier in midweek.
That's right. Yeah, another mare having a good time. Yeah, she won well, so we've had a super week. Let's
talk specifically about Honeysuckle. The Cheltenham Festival's loss, in a roundabout sort of way, very much Fairyhouse's gain. She looks spectacular. Is that her done for the season now?
Look, we'll see. There's obviously Punchestown is next week. There's no sort of standout mares race, but we'll see. We'll discuss it with Peter Maloney and Kenny Alexander, and we'll see. She's in the 2.5 mile novice there. But look, we're delighted with today, and we'll see.
Taking out the long range telescope, what might she be employed doing this time next year if she's fit and sound and in one piece and continuing to thrill?
Hopefully racing anyhow, and then we'll see. I haven't spoken to the guys yet. Peter and Kenny obviously will sit down and discuss it. She's only 5, probably no rush to go over fences, but we'll have to see what everyone wants to do.
Very final question. Champagne doesn't begin life in a bottle. It has to go through a very intricate process. How did she come to be in the stable with you?
She won a point-to-point very impressively in Drummahan, and she was recommended to us after that. Yeah, so it's fantastic to get her. Delighted for Peter Maloney, who's got a lot of input in the whole thing for Kenny, and also obviously for Kenny Alexander.
Delighted for you. Well done, Henry. Thank you.
Oh, she's a very, very special mare. Absolutely wonderful to see a good one. Trained down in County Waterford by Henry de Bromhead. And we still don't know how good she is, which makes it even more meritorious. Peter Maloney giving a well-deserved kiss to Rachel Blackmore. Of course, Peter from Ratmorster, who bought this daughter of Suleimani at the Punchestown sale. Of course, that sale will be on the week after next. We'll be live at Punchestown for 5 days. She's won the 6-4 favourite, having touched 2-1. A 5.5 length win. The dream is still alive for Honeysuckle. Beats Elfie 20-1 in second, and third was the Cheltenham Festival winner Eglantine de Soy at 4-1. From Fairyhouse, we're also covering live action from Mallow, from Cork.